Heyo everybody, Haku here with my second read-through for the Promised Neverland. And some crazy shit went down in Chapter 1. This time around, I'm going to be shooting for 4 chapters. I'm going to do Chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5, I hope. And that should be the way it goes from now on, where I'll do 4 chapters of this, then 4 chapters of Beastars, then 4 chapters of this again, back and forth every Wednesday. So every other Wednesday, you should be getting 4 chapters of this. So that's a pretty good pace, until we throw something new in, or until we catch up. And in which case, once we catch up, we'll be throwing something new in too, and we'll figure out what to do at that point, whether we cover this week to week, or whether I wait every 4 weeks to do it every 4 weeks and do 4 chapters at once. We'll see when we catch up. That's a long way from now. We're still at the very beginning of this. So either way, some thoughts after reading Chapter 1, and then probably rereading it 2 or 3 times as I was getting pictures and stuff to make the thumbnail for last video, and I reread it, just kind of skimmed over it again before coming back to read these 4 chapters, just so I was refreshed on what actually happened and all of that. So this whole farm aspect is really confusing to me, because if they're just harvesting them for their meat, why would they be training them? Why would they be giving them scores? Are they really going to eat them? Or if these monster creatures eat them, do they sort of gain their knowledge or something? I'm not sure what the purpose of training them just to eat them is, because it seems like it'd make them more of a liability to escape, as we see will probably happen. The farmer, I guess, the mother of this, what was it, Gracefield house, who is she? Is she a monster in disguise? Is she a human that, like, is just... Are there normal humans that are just normal members of society, and it's just these orphans that they're farming for meat? What is the monster society like? Because the monsters talk back and forth to each other and bring up, these are just for the rich. Workers like us could never afford kids like this, or could never afford human meat. So it's weird, and I wonder what society outside of Gracefield House is, because to be a farm and all, it's not like this post-apocalyptic horrible prison cell condition. It's kind of nice. They're treating them extremely, extremely well. And also, do we know how permanent, like Connie died? Do we know how permanent that death is, or what's up with the flower sticking through them or whatever? Because there's a lot of confusion there. And all of their stuff, it didn't seem super scientific. It seems like there was some kind of weird flower stuck through them, and they put them in this tank. So we don't know a lot about this universe yet. Whether there's sort of a magical aspect to it, or a supernatural aspect, rather. Or if it's this weird science-y aspect. We have no clue yet of what the technology level is as well, I guess, because we saw everything looked very clockwork-ish, you know what I mean? So either way, I guess we'll get into... before I start to the characters, they said there were 38 children there, so if we subtract Connie, there's 37 left, so it seems like the 3 main characters. Don't know how many of the other 34 will really get intimately explained what their characters are, but I think we'll learn a bit about them. I wonder if it's going to focus on these 37, and some of them are going to get killed off along the way, but we're going to see how many can actually escape. Because it seems like the next up on the chopping block, so to speak, are the main 3 characters. So the other 34 aren't safe, but they're relatively safe for the moment. But they're going to be trying to take the others with them. And also for the main characters, we've got Emma. My impressions of her, I love her as a main character. And she's sort of... I like that all 3, it's not like one is really smart, but the other 2 are kind of dumb. One's really athletic, but the other 2 aren't. I like that all 3 of them seem to be really athletic, really intelligent. They all got perfect scores on those tests, but in different ways. Because Emma's not dumb, but she isn't presented as intelligent, so to speak, as the other 2, but she is, they said, faster than them in a foot race, whether endurance or not, I guess. And she's also got amazing godlike reflexes, pretty much. So she's kind of the more physical one out of the 3, whereas they mentioned that Ray and Norman, they say that they're geniuses, but they talk about them in totally different ways, where Ray is kind of the genius, as in he's a walking encyclopedia, he knows all this stuff, and Norman, it's more in the way of problem solving, staying cool under pressure, and being able to adapt to situations and stuff is what it seems like to me. Like, just from personal experience, like, some people are better at subjects like math and don't have to work as hard for it because they're really good at problem solving, and some, like, you have to work harder. Like for me, I never had to work as hard for math because I was good at problem solving stuff, but I had to work harder at things that required more nuance and memorization, like history, English, and that sort of makes me think that's the way that Ray is, where he's better at things like memorization and nuance and all of that, and he's good at learning that way, whereas Norman's more good at adapting and solving problems. That'd be the way that I'd say they're both geniuses, but they kind of, the writing took the time to set apart what the differences were between them. So either way, let's get into episode 2, or chapter 2, and see exactly how this escape plan is going to work out, or how it's going to start forming rather. So page 1, we have Connie, and the bunny, Bernie, poor thing. Emma's looking back, holding it. Connie, the truth is always cruel. And then she imagines the plate with a human body on it. The truth of reality. Chapter 2 of the new series with both a center color and a whopping 25 pages. The Promised Neverland. This is a farm. Connie. And we are. And I like this, that they're not just moving on and trying to escape, but this is taking a real psychological toll, because she is a little girl that just found out that her friends are all the people she's known as she's grown up there for 10 years, because I think she's 11, but she mentioned being there for 10 years. All the people she's known in that time have been eaten, been eaten presumably. Despair is always unexpected. The Promised Neverland, Chapter 2, Exit. Like this color page. I really like the character designs too. Some of them seem a little, I don't know, they all seem very Shonen Jump-ish. They all seem very typical manga-ish, but I kind of like that because they have their own thing going on. We are livestock, to be eaten by demons, and she wakes up from the nightmare. We'll be killed. No, we're gonna run. We won't let anyone get killed. Good morning. Hey Phil, stop running. Does this go here? Yes, please. And I like this because we saw the morning last time where Emma was so hyped up and running around with all the kids, and now she's more somber. And I wonder if the mother, I don't remember her name, is going to pick up on that. Mark, please place the dishes. Okay, Mama. A usual morning, as if it was all but a dream. And I like this too because we normally see with things like this, the main characters have their own skills and they're trying to escape a situation. But with this, they're trying to escape a situation with 34 kids. And even if those 34 kids, some of them have any sort of abilities, they're still, for the most part, just like useless. Useless is a mean way to put it. But when it comes to trying to escape this situation, they're sort of like useless burdens where they have to escape with them. But it's going to be difficult. It's going to make it more difficult. But it's the right thing to do, obviously. Good morning, Emma. And we see Norman smiling like nothing's wrong. Because, of course, he's the one thinks well on his feet. But it wasn't. Also, we didn't see them specifically tell Ray what happened. But Ray noticed that they said that they were too late to make it. And that's presumably saying, to make it to give her the rabbit. But they also came back without the rabbit. And Ray made note of that, saying they're empty-handed. So I don't know if he's going to put 2 and 2 together himself, even without them explaining it. Listen, Emma, we have to act as if we saw nothing. Tonight, we broke the rules and went to the gate. But we'll pretend as if we didn't see anything. And we're flashing back to that night. But, little Bernie, yeah, Mama will be suspicious when she finds him, but that alone won't reveal who did it. The things we did, the things we found out, the things we plan to do, we have to keep all of it a secret at all costs. Thanks for the food, and they're all sitting down for a normal meal. Don't let your emotions show. Mama will notice. And now they're taking the tests again. For now, we won't tell anyone yet. And I like how this is just mirroring their day from the last episode, except now they know what's going on, so there's that dark undertone. Just the two of us will find a way to get out of here. I like this. And again, they're just playing hide and seek, and then kicking a ball around. Ray is reading. Did you sleep at all? Yeah, but I woke up earlier than usual, says Emma. This morning I noticed something for the first time. The house's latticed windows. The screen attachment points can't be reached from the inside, and on top of that, the screw heads have been stripped. That place is a cage. Small signs here and there, carefully hidden within our daily lives. Tasty feed that never fails to satisfy. The snow-white uniforms that get easily dirtied, and our rigorous structured lives. They're all to preserve the quality of us goods. But the tests, if we're livestock, we shouldn't need to be educated. In fact, educating us should seem almost dangerous to those demons. I like that we're addressing this just at the beginning of Chapter 2. 6 years old again, just the usual. It's more likely that the age and score have something to do with the rank of the meat. Prepare the three with the full scores. But, why, it's not like getting good scores would make our meat taste any better. I don't know. We barely know anything. I like this. I like having really intelligent characters like this where they're all just figuring out these small things really quickly. The house, our world. We thought we knew it all, but in reality we know nothing, says Norman. The existence of demons. Since when? What does the outside world look like right now, he thinks. If you think about it, it's also strange that we're in the middle of the 21st century, but there's not a single TV set or radio to be seen in the house. The inside of this cage is a manufactured anachronism. Okay. So yeah, there's that too. Okay, so we know the timeline, 21st century. Okay. So if they're in the middle of the 21st century, we can assume that from our modern day, they've got to at least be 30 or 40 years out. So if they're 30 or 40 years out, this monster thing has had to happen sometime in that period. If we're judging it by our real world standards, at least, if this is like a futuristic world. What we know is, this prepared world is a miniature garden, but it does seem like this is supposed to be set in our actual real world. Just the future of it, not a fantasy of course it's a fantasy version. How do I explain myself? It's like not an alternate version of the real world, like say Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's like a world like say The Walking Dead is, I guess, the best example I can think of off the top of my head, where up until the point where zombies show up, the past of the world is kind of the past of our real world, at least for the most part. That's what this seems to be, where up until the point where whatever happened with these monsters or whatever, the past of this world seems to be the same as the past of our real life world, at least for the most part. Put together by those demons, the real world, the outside, is something we know nothing about. Okay? We have to find out more, and we have to run away. Right now, before Mama can, we must. We should make our move. We need to determine what we know. Let's see. So before Connie, Hal left. Before Hal, Seti left. That's how I'm going to pronounce that. Based on the dates that those three were taken, we can assume the next shipment will be in 2 months at the earliest. That's the amount of time we have to find a way for all of us to escape this place. If we were to draw a simple diagram, okay, then the house would be in the middle, the gate over there, and then finally the forest surrounding us. Okay, so it's a big circle. The first question is what exit we'll use. Do we aim for the gate or the forest? It has to be the forest, says Emma. The gate is closed outside of shipping hours. Yeah, and when it's open, the demons will be there again. The next question is when, says Emma. It'll either have to be while Mama is gone during the night of a shipment, or when we're allowed to play freely outside during daytime playtime. Sorry. The night of the shipment is out of the question. We'd end up having to sacrifice someone. Yeah. Another worry of mine is that the young ones won't be able to stay up long enough during the night. True. That settles it. We'll escape through the forest during the day. Whether or not that'll be possible depends on what's beyond this forest. Let's go. I want to check it out. Exactly, they would have to scout and see what kind of security measures there are. Did they just jump the fence and they're going for it? Norman. Mama, when he said those words, his hands were shaking. He's far from being all right. It's no wonder, really. To us, Mama was the only mother we had. Terrifying, he thinks. We struggled to keep a poker face during this morning, but it seems like Mama's been pulling it off for years. This morning was nothing different. There was simply a warm smile on her face. Just how many kids has that smile led to their deaths? Mama is an enemy, a cold subordinate of those evil demons. But then, why? And they're just flashing back to all their memories with her. Why would you be so kind and gentle to us, Mama? And they stop and see something. Oh shit, it's a wall. And it's just a massive concrete-looking wall. Emma climbs up a tree to try to look over. How is it? Can you see anything from up there? Nothing. Just that this wall is about 2 to 3 meters wide. It's a very, very thick concrete wall then as well. It's super tall. There's nobody on the lookout though, says Norman. And the other side is quiet. Emma, what do you think? It's strong and sturdy. Leave alone any irregularities, there aren't even any seams in its surface, and it's smooth. You typically wouldn't be able to climb something like this. At least, that's probably what they were thinking when they built it. But if it's you and me, I'm sure we can climb up this wall if we had just if we just had a single rope. Definitely. The problem now is how we'll get everyone to come with us. Mama's the only one watching over us all. There are no signs of any demons being in the surrounding area. That and they're going to have to tell all these kids this thing that they probably aren't going to understand at all since they didn't see it themselves, and have to trust that none of them are going to tip off the mom either. Is it really that simple? No, but knowing that this place appears to be just a peaceful orphanage, it would be strange to assume that none of the kids here would ever notice its true purpose. Could it be that this farm was constructed under the assumption that nobody would even try to escape from it? Anyhow, what's keeping us in is just one strong, tall wall. All right. We'll be able to get over this wall, as long as we have rope, he thinks. Next up is finding the rope. It's not impossible, she thinks. I like that they're, they have this positivity that's probably going to be destroyed by some sort of tragedy. But I really do like the positivity in it. Either way, we can escape with everyone. Oh no, we have to go back, says Emma. Is everyone here? Huh? Seems like 2 of us are missing. And the mom's ringing the bell. We just made it in time, thinks Emma. We're missing Nayla and... Mama, the one kid's yelling. Mark, did something happen? What do? I got separated from Nayla in the forest. I looked all over the place, but I couldn't find her. Okay, this is an interesting turn of events. The sun's about to set, it'll be pitch dark soon. And then she looks at, I guess that's a stopwatch, or a pocket watch. Geez, my brain blanked out. Don't worry. She smiles at him. Everybody stay put. Do you hear me? And then she walks to the forest. Mama. And then it looks like she walks out of sight and then she's coming back. Ah, she's carrying Nayla. Mama, Nayla. Seems like she got a little tired and fell asleep. Not a single scratch to be seen. Thank heavens, and they're crying. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Nayla. That was way too fast, thinks Norman. Oh yeah, it's almost as if Mama knew exactly where Nayla was. Now that I think about it, Mama's always been good at finding us. Ah, so maybe it isn't a pocket watch. Maybe it's like a radar or something, and they all have tracking devices or something, and she can tell exactly where they are. No matter where we hid, she could nearly instantaneously locate us. Found you. He thinks back to, or she thinks back to different things that have gone on. Or at least I think that's Emma thinking back. That thing isn't a watch. It's a transmitter. I love having characters this smart. Emma legitimately figuring this out basically instantly. I'd fallen in love with the series just at chapter 2 because the characters are so smart. There might be one embedded somewhere inside each of our bodies, says Emma. If so, then once we escape, no, the moment she finds out about our plan, it's game over. I love that they're so smart. To top it all off, she showed us that watch on purpose so we'd catch a hint. Mama already knows. She knows that someone other than Connie brought little Bernie over there. A declaration of war. No matter who you might be, you won't escape. Mama's probably trying to tell us just that. The woman that's always been by their side is their beloved mother and also their reaper. Next chapter, serialization will have 23 pages. That was better than chapter 1, I think. I like that so much. Just because of so much of the subtext, like with the mom showing them that to say, I don't know which one of you brought Bernie there, but whoever it was, you screwed. And that shows that she knows that they're smart enough to be trying to plan an escape and stuff, and they're smart enough to notice something like that. I love a series with the characters, because it's always annoying when the main characters of something are dumb, of course, or when they don't figure out something that you as an audience figures out. But I love that with this, the main characters are just so smart. I love this. Also, I didn't want to stop myself in the middle of the chapter to say it, but I forgot at the very beginning that one of you told me to read this on Manga Stream, so that's where I'm doing the read through from now on, as Manga Stream, because one of you told me that that's where I should go. So, we're on Manga Stream. Somewhere deep inside of me, I believe that Mama was just like us, a human, someone that loves us children. The Promised Neverland, declaration of war. Mama was never kind. It's all an act to feed us to the demons. She's neither our mother nor a human, they're thinking. We can no longer go back to those days. We can no longer go back to these days. Now our beloved mother feels so far away. She's a demon, an enemy. Okay. I like this a lot. And we didn't see Ray at all that chapter, really, so we don't know what's going on with him. Chapter 3. 0 Eternal Children. Okay. Stand up for yourselves. Survive. Chapter 3, The Iron Lady. I like that cover art a lot. Alright, now we're just seeing the house again. Normal day once again. We only have 2 months. We have to find a way to escape with everyone by then. The transmitter. I never thought she would go that far, says Emma. Okay, sorry, just checking the recording. The human meat from this farm, they think back. Top of the line stuff, huh, says Norman. We are top of the line stuff. Enough for them to go to such lengths. The key to our value is our age and our scores, they both say. Another 6-year-old, just the usual. Extrapolating from what the demon said, we can assume that our age most likely determines the meat's rank. If I recall correctly, all those who shipped off were between 6 and 12. And if 6 years old is the usual, then top of the line must be 12 years old. Then what about our scores? I'm not as amazing as you guys, they think back. It's the shipping order. We weren't told our scores unless we got a perfect score. That's why we never noticed, probably. Prepare the 3 with the full scores for their imminent plucking, they remember. Once we turn 6, we get harvested in ascending order of our scores. And once we turn 12 years old, we get shipped regardless of our score. Okay. So basically our shipment got postponed because of our perfect scores. Okay, so once you turn 6, the lowest scores each 2 months go, I guess, from anybody 6 and up. And that's why they've made it all the way to being 11 without getting shipped off, because everybody else had lower scores than them that was above 6. Makes sense. I still don't get it, though. Why rank us by score? And is there a meaning behind the 6 to 12 age window? The size of our body? The size of our brains? Wait, that can't be. They'd care more about body weight in that case. The size of our brains, says Norman. Huh? It's the brain. It's said that the human brain is developed for 90% by the age of 6. Others also hold that by 12 it's completely developed. They're after our brains. That means the brain must be the most delicious, and a well-developed brain even more so. Eat our brains, she says. For that goal, they'd risk so much and spend even more. That's why we're top-of-the-line stuff. And that danger is why only the rich can have them, and why they're coddled, it would be, then. First comes the rope. Let's go back to the house and look for it. I actually have an idea of where we might find some. Wait, she says, holding him back. There's already a transmitter on us. There might be more. Like cameras or bugs. You don't have to worry about... And it's surprising that they understand all this technology when, except for the stuff that they're tested on, it seems like they said, it's kind of anachronistic where they don't have much technology at that house. You don't have to worry about that. Later last night I went to check the house out. There was nothing like that anywhere. And if both of them are that smart, then Ray has to be catching on to something. I'm sure that there's something important going on with him off-panel is the reason we're not seeing him. I mean, we need to find out how tight the security is, first of all, if we want to escape. No hesitation, just what you'd expect of Norman. Who would have thought that we were the ones bugged and not the house? I was careless, he says. Mama might have already found out that we went to the wall. Okay. I'm not so sure about that. Assuming that last night she didn't realize that we were there, it would mean that she doesn't know where we are at all times. She only knows where we are after checking her watch. If the transmitter signal could identify us, then Mama would know if she checked last night on the way back or during lunch break. Okay. We'd be busted. That we know that we're going to escape. What? We'd be busted. That we know that we're going to escape. What? But that's not the case. At least, I don't believe it is. I don't believe she knows specifically which two children of us were there. I don't get the grammar of that last sentence that was their thoughts or whatever. But, I mean, I understand the sentiment. I just don't get the grammar of that actual sentence. Okay. She doesn't know those three things, but the comma separating them and no context given for the three statements is what it makes it seem like a screwy sentence. She doesn't know three things. It'd be easier if they were just bullet pointed. That we went, that we know, and that we're going to escape. Okay. Otherwise, she wouldn't have made such a roundabout show of warning us. She would have just threatened both of us directly. So. Hey Norman, can you help a second? Okay, sure. There's something wrong with the clock in our room. You have to oil this part. So right now, we really have to act like nothing happened, thinks Emma. Connie, she puts her hand on the place where the picture used to be. Emma, it's all gonna be okay. We can do this. First we have to find some rope. And then the mom is looking down at her. Extremely scary horror panel. Okay. And Emma's face, oh my god. What's wrong, Emma? You're looking pale. Now that I think about it, this morning you weren't in your usual spirits either. No, Did she figure us out? Is this a threat? Did she see us? No. She's examining my reaction. So this is who Mama really is. Emma, I love you. Everything's gonna be okay, Emma. And we see all of her being raised. I believe in you. I genuinely believe that you loved me. Right from the beginning, we were just goods for Mama. I'm scared. I want to cry. Mortifying. So sad I want to scream. It's nothing, she says, smiling. Don't retreat. If I do, Mama will attack. And again, they're extremely mentally strong. I was just thinking that I'd soon leave the house, and if I lose here, everyone will die, she thinks. I'm gonna miss you. Norman looks horrified looking through the door, and the mom smiles. Do you like the house? Of course, I love the house, and I love you. She hugs her. I wonder what Connie is up to now, she says. You know, she said she wanted to become a great mother just like you once she grows up. Man, the acting chops. Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure she'll become a fine adult, and a great mother as well. She knows, yet she acts like nothing has happened, unwavering and determined. It's almost like she's an iron wall. And I really like this because we don't know how much of this is acting, or if she's a monster in human skin, if she's a human that's working for the monsters. We have no idea how this works. Get a hold of yourself. Put on a normal face. Say something, just like always. Laugh. And then, somebody rings the bell. It's dinner time. I get everything ready, Mama. Ray. And then Ray looks over. We'll get there right away. Okay. So he possibly knows and is purposefully saving them, but we don't know. Again, I'm thinking Emma is like ridiculously, inhumanly smart and resilient and everything, and so Norman seems to be as well. So by that we can assume that Ray is in sort of the same condition. Thank God, we're safe. Did you two go to the gate yesterday? She just asks them outright and they completely freeze. Oh my God. No, we didn't. I mean, those are the rules, right? Says Norman. We were so into our game of tag yesterday, right? Yeah, in the end, nobody could catch you. Why are you asking? No reason. Don't worry about it. So I think she knows. I think she knows. She's just playing this sort of mental game with them because it would, if she just outright confronted them, it would kind of tip off everybody else, really. And that wouldn't be good for her job of raising them as meat. So it's kind of best for her to play. It's kind of best for her to play this on the down low as well. I'm sorry. I'm so exhausted that I suddenly, says Emma. It's like my heart only started beating right now. Guess she pushed herself too far, thinks Norman. Can you stand? Yeah. She's checking us out. She knows that her target is 2 people, but she doesn't yet know who they are. The transmitter signal can't identify us, so let's start looking for it. Let's dig in. And then we have a footstep from the mother. Today, there weren't any kids in particular whose reaction was standing out, the mother thinks. Okay, so we're getting to see her thoughts. When I talked with her about Connie, Emma's pulse remained within the normal levels as well. We see back when she hugged her and she felt her neck. Never mind. Time will tell. So she actually doesn't know. Okay, I like that we're actually getting to see her thoughts. I didn't think that we would. We're short on time. We don't even have 2 months. I took a look around the house briefly last night. If there's any rope anywhere, then it must be in this room, he says, picking the lock to a door. We have to fool Mama and break out of here before she finds out about our plan, and then survive with everyone. Silently, the prison break survival story begins. I won't let a single one escape. Then I'll be the one who survives. Oh shit! Oh shit, big reaction! Holy fuck, big mood! What? I am confused. Hold on, I'm going to need to take all these panels in. Silently, the prison break story begins, and we see her looking in the mirror and beginning to unbutton her shirt. I won't let a single one escape. And we see the flowers there. I guess maybe they're supposed to be symbolic, like the ones that they use to kill people or whatever. I'll be the one who survives. So she has a number, but the numbers aren't in order of their age or anything, because she has a higher number than some of the kids there. Because one of the kids there starts with 2. I'll be the one who survives. And her calendar has... So she's counting the days. We have Connie was marked on the 12th. And it's 2045. Okay. So currently, I guess that means it's October 14th, 2045. because that's the last day not crossed off. I'll be the one who survives. So she was a member of the... I wonder if she's going to... I wonder what her date is to be able to survive if she doesn't let them escape. And I wonder if she's going to pass on that job to another one of them, like... Sad to say it, but maybe Ray. Maybe that's going to be her job. She's going to make Ray the one that forces them to stay there. She's going to tell him about what's going on and say you get to survive if you go along with, and he's going to see how intricate the monsters or demons or whatever, how intricate their society is, and be like, oh shit, there's literally no way to escape. This is my only option. And also he'll be wanting to do it and wanting to actually help her, because he's going to be like, well, she told me and gave me the opportunity to escape, when he finds out maybe that Emma and Norman knew, but they didn't tell me. They didn't let me know. So maybe that's why we're not seeing Ray. Maybe she's going to turn Ray against Norman and Emma. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think the three of them are all going to team up and try to escape, and the mother's just going to be the first sort of mini antagonist here. But damn, she's an antagonist that I feel for already. If she was one of them and she survived this long and has had to sort of sell her soul kind of to be able to do it, basically, by sending the kids to their deaths, I feel really bad for her now. Wow, that's really, really good. Man, I just said chapter 2 was my favorite, but that was really good. Oh man, that really got me. Before I read the next two, just to make sure I don't lose anything, I'm going to go ahead and save what I have recorded so far, and I'm going to take a quick jump cut to get some water too, so that I don't lose my voice. Okay, we're back with chapter 4 now. Just got some water, so hopefully my voice can hold out a bit. And let's read chapter 4. This is taking longer to read each one than I thought, because there's a lot to discuss in each. There's a lot going on. But I still want to get through 4 in one video, even if it's on the longer side. So I'm going to try to get through chapter 4 and 5. My battery on my stuff is running a little bit low, though. So if I have to read chapter 4 and then read chapter 5 tomorrow or something and just edit them together into one video, then that's the way I'll have to do it. I want to do them all in one video, but I might not be able to record all of them together. But let's get into chapter 4. Thank you for the amazing comments. We bring you chapter 4 of the shocking fantasy Prison Break series, The Promised Neverland Storage Room. Though Mama has the key that unlocks this door, she rarely enters this room. To us, this room is one filled with mysteries. If there's rope to be found anywhere in this house, then it has to be in here. Okay, and that's where we left off with Norman and Emma. Then it has to be in here. Okay, we're seeing what this room might be like. Okay, skipping past the translator page. The Promised Neverland, Chapter 4, Optimal. Under a tree with sunshine pouring through its leaves sits a boy, yet to realize the truth. Okay, so maybe he has to be suspicious if he's as smart as the other two. Even if he doesn't know the truth, there's no way Ray isn't suspicious at all this, with the way that those two have been acting. Either way, though, let's move along. So I guess this is going to focus on him. We won't find any ropes. Yeah, since you know, people typically don't need ropes to live a normal life. He's right, she thinks, but if it's that, we should be able to find it right here in this house. Ah, I found it, he says. And then, a tablecloth. Okay, we've got our ropes, and they're smuggling it under their clothes, it seems, stuffing it into a knot in a tree. With this, we can climb over the wall. Okay, the hard part comes now, says Norman. Yeah, the transmitters, and finding a way to get everyone out of here. Hey Norman, she says. Don't you think it's about time we tell Ray? At first I was thinking the same thing, he says. Knowing him, he wouldn't panic. He's smart and also knows a lot about machinery. I'm sure he'll be able to help us out. Calm and precise. Ray always thinks ahead and finds the most optimal solution to things. His help is absolutely needed if we want everyone to survive. Still, I'll talk to Ray. You should head back for the time being. Why, you can tell me right now, he says, sitting on a rock by them. They're both shooken. Ray, sorry, I followed you guys all the way here. I've been itching all over with curiosity and I'm fed up at this point. So I thought it was about time to just straight up ask. What happened at the gate? Huh? It was clear as day to see that something was up from your expressions that night. To top it off, you both came back empty-handed even though you said you didn't make it in time. You're as sharp as ever. You ain't gonna tell me nothing happened. Spit it out. He really notices the tiniest things, thinks Emma. Could you help us out? Okay. Sure. Okay, we'll talk. All of us have to escape from this place. And we see the mother looking back and seeing that Ray's not reading in his normal spot. Demons. A farm. Mama is an enemy. Aren't we kind of screwed? Ah, that's why the windows are all latticed. He got all of that way too fast, they think. Hold on. Why aren't you doubting us in the slightest bit? You're not going to make fun of us? Huh? Why would I? Norman would never make up a stupid lie like that. But you, on the other hand, he has no faith in me at all. So, regarding the escape plan, there's a couple problems. The biggest one being the number of people. This group is simply too large. It's impossible to escape with everyone. At most, we could manage to get away with... Hold up there. Sorry, my voice starting to crack. We want to escape with everyone. You need to help us do it, Ray. Everyone. Okay. You're kidding, right? There's 37 kids, total. To top it off, most of them are below the age of 6. Mama, the demons, the transmitters? We've already got a plate full of troubles, so why do you want to make things even harder for us? It's not like I don't understand. Still, there's got to be a way, and that's Emma biting back at him. There is no other way. Emma, you haven't realized, have you? Huh? Ray, wait, says, Norman trying to butt in. Ah, I see. So that's why you wanted to talk to me separately, You shouldn't hide this from Emma, he says. Well, I suppose it was more like you just couldn't break it to her, huh? Either way, you're being too nice. You're much better off with just being straightforward with people like her. Emma, you see, we can't just escape this place, he says. We don't know what the outside world looks like right now. Still, we know that those demons want our bodies because there's some sort of demand out there. The fact that this farm even exists proves that much. Outside of this place awaits a nation of demons. Worst case scenario, there will be no place safe for us humans to live. Ah, do you think it's impossible to take them all with us? We have the flashback. It's just not possible. We've got to run away if we want to survive. If we attempt to take all of them with us, it's clear as day that none of us will make it. I get it. We've got to leave them behind. That's the most optimal solution we need to shoot for. No way, says Emma anyway. It might be impossible, but I still want to take everyone with us. Let's just figure out a way to do it. Say what? I don't want all of us to die. Still, leaving those kids behind isn't a plausible option in my eyes. I want this to end with just Connie. I can't bear to think of letting anyone else end up like that. If there's no place for us humans to survive, then let's just make one ourselves. Let's be the ones to change this world. Ray, thanks to you I've realized that this is just the kind of jailbreak we have to orchestrate. And that's that. What? That's that? Are you kidding me? She's crazy, he thinks. That's nothing but just wishful thinking. I won't back down. I won't cry anymore. I've already decided. So Ray, you're going to be the one to back down instead. Quit complaining and just cooperate with us. Yo, Norman, come with me for just 1 sec. He stomps off angrily. Do something about that idiot. She's just plain hopeless. You said it, but I'm really glad that she seems to be in high spirits, he says. That's not the point here. I'm telling you to stop her from thinking those dangerous thoughts. You'll both die. Norman, this is you we're talking about. You understood from the outset, didn't you? And he tries to smile, but looks over to the side. I saw Emma cry. Emma rarely ever cries. At first I thought that maybe she was just crying because she was scared. After all, I was terrified myself, but I was wrong. Personally, I was scared of dying, but Emma, she was crying because she was scared our family would die. Pretty impressive, After seeing something like that, she still thought about her family before herself. Even so, that doesn't mean she's right. You'll have the devil to pay if we listen to her, says Ray. To be completely honest, we probably can't manage 3, or we can probably manage 3. If it's just the 3 of us, we'll be able to escape. You shouldn't deny your rationality. Don't let your emotions get the best of you, Norman. Ray, the thing is, even if I do have the devil to pay, I don't mind. What are you saying? Norman, you're different. Usually you're so calm and rational. You always choose the most logical solutions. That's right. More than anyone. More than me. You're always the one that most... And yet why? Because I love her. Okay, he's dying. Damn it, Norman, why'd you have to do this? Yeah, he's dying. Damn it. Death flag too strong. Because I love her. Damn it, Norman. I want to do the things that will make Emma happy because I love her. Nope, he's dying. Damn it. I'm so upset now. I like Norman. Have you lost your mind? So you're saying that you wouldn't mind if Emma dies from doing what she wants. I won't let her die. If it's for her sake, I'll use myself to do anything and everything. Well, to make things easier, it just so happens that I've never failed at accomplishing something I've wanted to do. This stubborn son of a... Heck, if there'll be the devil to pay, why don't we just use the devil for our own good, too? I'm sure there's a way for even the devil to come in handy once in a while. You're being ridiculous. Maybe you're right. So, what are you going to do about it? Both Emma and I have gone completely nuts. Do you plan on leaving us alone in a state like this? Well, shit. What does he even take me for? Just how the hell do you expect me to do that? One thing, though, that I like and that I thought he was going to say when he saw Emma cry, I thought he was going to say, Emma's not stupid. She's incredibly smart like the both of us. We've already seen that as an audience reading. But I thought he was going to be like, she obviously knows that it's pretty much impossible to escape with 34 children, but she is going to try to do it anyway because she cares enough to. And that's me personally. I think Emma does understand that it's basically impossible and has understood from the beginning, just like the rest of them, that it's basically impossible. She's just willing to do it anyway. She kind of has to do it anyway. But now we see the mother sees the 3 of them talking to each other. She sees the 3 blips at least on the radar. Here, take a look at this. Mechanical engineering and history of humans. Then Emma just says the same thing. Not the title, but the content. Not the title or the content, but the date of publication. And they look. 2015. That's right. The most recently published book I could find back at the house. In other words, if you think about it in simpler terms, up until 2015, the world was a place where it was even possible for something like this to get published. 30 years ago. What exactly happened in the course of 30 years? I did mention the worst-case scenario before, but at most, only 30 years have passed. There actually is a possibility that a society of humans still exists out there. Still, we can't act rashly. We have to collect intel. Intel on the outside world, our enemies, a way to get out of here, and a way to survive beyond that. A ray of hope comes into view. I like that pun. But yeah, it could possibly be it could actually be possible to escape with everyone if they know what the outside world is like and actually have more information. So they might have to just escape with the 3 of them, but come back in order to get the rest out. They need somehow to scout things out. If we're doing this, we're going to succeed at any cost. Alright, Emma is the cutest thing ever, though. She is the best main character. And I liked Norman, but he's totally dead. Damn it, Norman. There's no way he's surviving after that. Okay. And just to be sure that I don't lose my progress, I'm going to save this so far, and then make a quick jump cut to Chapter 5. Okay, we're going to read Chapter 5 now, and I am just going to pray my ass off that my computer doesn't die and I don't lose my progress. So, our map was published in 2010. Okay, and we have, again, a normal map of the normal world in real life. What's going on in the world out there today? Now that I think of it, we don't even know a thing about where in the world we are right now. The outside world, full of the unknown. Since the sun rises toward the south from our point of view, we must be located somewhere in the northern hemisphere. We also have 4 seasons, so it should be safe to assume that we're somewhere within the temperate zone. But in the end, that's all we can come up with. The outside world... Well, judging by... They could judge from by the date and the stars above them. They should be able to use that to judge. But either way, the outside world is full of those demons. I want power. They think. Somebody thinks. Okay. Enough power to keep everyone safe. Okay, and that's Emma. Checking for cameras. What's beyond the fence. And getting our hands on those ropes. I think things have been moving along quite smoothly for us so far, says Ray. So what's next? Ray, Norman, Emma, Mama. Why are Gilda and Don here too? What is it, Mama? Okay. Could I ask you all to help me with some chores? Okay, and she has the thing open, and Emma's worried because she knows of it. Because she knows what it is. Their silent battle continues on. Chapter 5, She Got Us. Oh God. This is not looking great. It's been 3 days since that night. This is bad. Doesn't this mean that she's suspecting us? Calm down. Think about it from the enemy's standpoint. The enemy's standpoint? None of the kids seem to be visibly shaken. If that's the case, it isn't strange for us eldest kids to be suspected first. There's nothing to be scared of. We can't let our guards down, and we have to stay in higher alert than ever before. But don't worry, our enemy has no idea about who we are at this point, says Norman. There's no need to panic. That's basically what Mama's trying to make us do. These two are really amazing. How can they stay so calm at all times? Let's go. They've always been like this, since the day I met them. Oh, I see. This is what they call strategy, observation, analysis, predicting the enemy's next move. These are all useful strategies. I want to be just like them. I want to catch up to them. There's no other option. If I want to save everybody from this place. Still, what a pain in the ass, says Ray. It's already day 3. But all we've been doing is organizing the food supply. Here's 24 clean sheets. Checking every sheet in the house for damages. And cleaning up some of the unused rooms. Maybe she's making them do so much work that they won't have time to plan anything. And that's strategy on her part because she's trying to keep them from escaping because she herself wants to live. So she's robbing us of our only free time during the day by making us all do these random useless chores. Sorry, my wrist. Is she indirectly trying to make us panic by giving us no time to even think? Either way, I still can't shake the feeling that something is off. Anyway, thank God we decided to take that extra tablecloth. If we had taken a bunch of extra shirts or sheets instead, we'd have been completely exposed by now. There's 24 clean sheets. I want to play, and the one is yelling. Guys, why is it only us? Sorry. What are we even getting punished for? We haven't done a single thing to deserve this. Don, come here and help me for a second, says the one in the glasses. Huh? Come on, hurry up. And then Ray's staring at them. In the end, we still need to figure out a way to get rid of that. We'll never get out of here if we don't on time. Okay, the transmitter. But how? As soon as we realized that we were being tracked, we all searched all over our bodies, but none of us could find a single scar that seemed to indicate a tracker was planted inside. It's true, we even checked our clothes and shoes. Ray. So I've been thinking, if these transmitters are truly man-made, it's highly likely they're the type that emits electromagnetic waves. But from the sources we have right now, I found that electronics that can do these kinds of things contain a battery that needs to be charged or replaced often. I did a bit of math the other night, but creating a tracker small enough to slip into the human body without leaving as much as a scratch that lasts over 10 years was an impossible task with the technology the world had back in 2015. So what are you getting at? In other words, it'll be insanely difficult to find and destroy the trackers planted inside of us with the limited information we have right now. Hell, If the trackers are something made by those demons themselves, we're at a complete loss. You're right. In fact, there's actually a higher probability that the trackers were indeed made by the demons. Well, aren't we super screwed? Yep, we totally are. It's hopeless, she's freaking out. If only we had an X-ray machine or something, eh? Well, thinks Norman. We don't know much, but we can still brainstorm. If we think hard enough, there must be a way. As long as we find a way to do something about these transmitters. At most, all we'll have left to do is outsmart Mama alone, though that's still quite a preposterous thing to attempt, and get us all out of here. Think, our enemies aren't idiots. From their perspective, where would be the most logical place to plant a transmitter in our bodies? Where? What would it even... We have too little information to work with. Agreed. But we still have to find a way, no matter what. There's got to be a way to find and destroy these trackers. And I love the way this is just sort of a silent war of strategy between them and the mom. Perhaps Mama seems so relaxed because she knows that we'd run against these kinds of walls. Look at her. Doesn't it bother you? Every minute is precious. She may be indirectly threatening us in all kinds of ways, but Mama should also know the value of every second. I'm not sure how to put this, but everything she's done so far is really vague, says Norman. You mean it feels like she's not even trying to find us? Exactly. The trackers can't identify who each of us are. We may be suspected as individuals, but there's no way to prove that those suspicions are true. In that case, Mama should be fretting to find out who we are as soon as possible. So why doesn't it seem like she is? What in the world's on her mind? Mama, our mother, our teacher. All right, children. You're free to work together. Discuss among yourselves if you'd like, and come at me with all you've got. And we have a flashback to her playing chess with the three of them. The one who taught and reared us. Something just doesn't feel right. I hope I'm just overthinking things. Usually Mama. Mama is more... Hey, quit slacking off. You're the oldest kid here. It looks like you haven't done a thing since we left. Sorry. Let's hurry up and get all this over with. Ugh, are we gonna have to do this again tomorrow? Hey Mama, when will Emma and the others be done with their chores? Says one of the little kids. I want to hurry up and play with Emma. I want to play with Norman, says the other kid. Don't worry. Today is their last day of helping me around. Ah, so she was probably just trying to stall them until it's the day for them to go. Huh? She got us. Oh shit, so this is their day to go. And another mom comes in? Yo, them arms though. Another mom comes in. What? Let me introduce them. This is Carol, one of your new siblings, and the person next to me is Sister Crone. Or I don't know if that's supposed to be Crone. I'm just gonna say Crone for now. She's here to help me out with the chores around the house. An adult. A second adult. Isn't it also a bit too early for the new baby to come? We've taken note of the tracker she showed us. We made sure to act normally so that she wouldn't find us out. Could I ask you all to help me with some chores? In fact, we're so focused on those two things that we never even thought that the number of adults might increase. But both increasing the number of adults but bringing in a baby, they basically can't escape with a baby. So they've doubled the difficulty of escaping with a second adult, plus threw in the baby as a monkey wrench. The threatening, the chores, all of it was merely stalling in preparation for this. We haven't been found out. We didn't react when she selected a few of us to do chores during free time. Norman and Ray, both, immediately saw through her plan to see how we'd react. And yet, could it be that even Mama presumed that would happen, and decided to distract us for the time being only to drive us into a corner later? So, again, she knew that they were so smart that they would figure things out, so she just stalled them. Checkmate, and we have the flashback. How? Mama, you're strong. It's like you knew all of our plans from the start. Foo, of course I knew. I'm your mother after all. And those words, I love this face down panel between the mother and Emma. Sister Crone? Ah, yes. Despair arrives. I will be living here with all of you starting today. Nice to meet you all. Oh, and we had the silhouette of the demon behind her. Was Crone the name of one of those No, it was like Magda or something like that was the name of the demon when they were in the place. Is Magda the mother, I wonder? And now Crone is another one of those demons disguised as human. Wow, that's incredible. Okay, so some quick thoughts before my computer dies or anything. Those 4 chapters were amazing. Chapter 2 I thought was going to be my favorite in perpetuity because it was so good. But then chapters 3, 4, and 5 hit, and each of them were great in their own way. There's not too much to say here at the end because I said most of it during the reaction as I got to stuff, but I absolutely love the way that this entire series is just a mental battle between the main characters, who I absolutely love that the main characters are super smart, and the mother, and now 2 mothers. So yeah, this is really, really cool. I'm excited to see where it goes in the future, because there is a time limit on things, and I know that this is 80-some chapters long so far, so there's a lot that is still going to go on, so I'm assuming that they either escape or get put somewhere else eventually, but I have no idea how this is going to go. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Or maybe that 2 months is over, they lose a person, Norman's probably dying, and then we have another 2 months where they're still trying to figure out a way to escape without whoever they lost. So yeah, wow. This is pretty crazy. I'm excited to get to the next read through in the next 2 weeks, but I'm going to cut this short since I don't have much time left on my recording before my camera and everything dies. So either way, if you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of these 4 chapters and my thoughts and reaction to them. Subscribe for more, Promised Neverland, tons of other things on the channel like Beastars, which I'm also reading through, and like other Jump things, One Piece and Boku no Hero Academia, and much more. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel or talk to you there. If you want a link to our Discord server, ask and I can give you a link. And we can all talk there. Yeah, that's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.